What a lot of brands do is the diode module itself has an input wattage and then an output wattage for the actual beam. So how many watts of power is the actual beam leaving the diode? And what a lot of the manufacturers do is they will list the wattage going into the diode.
Input.
So it's 20 watts in, and then you get a 5-watt beam out.
Yep.
And if you look closely at the spec page, it will actually tell you what the wattage of the beam leaving the diode is. And that is what wattage the laser is. And some manufacturers are honest and use the beam wattage. So you look at one from brand A and it says 5.5 watts. And then you look at one from brand B and it says 40 watts. And then they're actually the same exact diode module power. They're both 5.5 watt diodes. So you gotta really read the fine print. That would be my recommendation to your friend. Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast if you're looking to grow or scale your laser business. Kind of a chill episode today. We're just kind of kicking back, we're hanging out, and we're catching up with my little brother Christopher. He's actually quite a bit bigger than me now, but I was born first. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hanging out, excited to be on the podcast and talk laser stuff. So
nice. And we've got Kyle here. How's it going, Kyle? What's up, man?
Hey, doing good.
And Jimmy,
as always.
Jimmy, full makeover Jimmy. Everybody take a look at Jimmy here. We went ahead and got him kitted out. He wanted to be on the podcast more regularly, so we kitted him out with the good stuff, and we got him cleaned up and looking nice. We got the nice mic. We got the nice lighting. We got the nice background. We got a decent camera going on. Let everybody hear that silky, smooth, sexy voice, Jimmy.
What's up, everybody? How you doing tonight?
Oh, it's the best you've ever sounded, man. It's the best you've ever sounded.
You got to hear it through these headphones.
I got you the best one, dude.
I love these headphones.
We spared no expense.
They are the best.
So hitting us with that Quagmire voice, man.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. It's like I'm talking with my nose plugged, huh?
Nah, you sound great, man. You sound great. Everything looks and sounds really good. So, Chris, when I was out in California, everybody remembers, oh, hey, it's Jason from Rotoboss. What's up, Jason? How you doing, man? When I was out in California we were visiting family for the first time in 3 years. We hadn't traveled to visit anyone. We went out to visit some family, Chris included, and I had a little surprise for him in my trunk. It was the Aufero Laser 1 by Ortur. I had seen my end of life with it. Aufero has sent me Ortur rather has sent me the Aufero Laser 2 to review and test now. So I brought my brother a laser, and he kind of laughed it off at first, but now I think you are a little bit addicted there, man.
I'm a little addicted. I've been trying to keep the machine running as often as I can just to keep projects going, and I don't know. It's mostly just fun stuff right now rather than like any production kind of stuff, I guess. I don't have an Etsy store or anything, but yeah,
that's chill. So what do you think of the diode so far?
It's pretty cool. I think it was pretty easy to learn. Lightroom was easy to learn. I used your guys' videos and Alex as a reference. So, I have him directly. I don't need him in video form sometimes. But
yeah, we did do kind of like a weekend, like hyper crash course.
Yeah. And even then, you just, at one point you were like, I don't want to explain this. Let's just watch one of my videos.
Yeah, we did. We went out to the living room and sat on the couch and I literally put a video on. It was the photo engraving guide. If any of you guys, if you guys have seen the photo engraving guide.
He says that to me all the time. Just go watch my video, man.
And you've never watched one. I
know, because I have an Alex 45 minutes away. I just go, hey, come on, dude, help me out here.
Your time isn't valuable. Douchebag.
I don't know. I feel like it's already put together in the video, already explained, already pre-thought out. You don't have to stumble through it.
There's nothing weird about
it's
you.
well
Chris.
packaged.
Jimmy is just old. He's just an old man. He doesn't like watching YouTube. He wants to talk to. I want to talk to a person. Why do robots always pick up the phone?
Yes, he's 100% correct. I have no argument. It's really aggravating, but yeah, he is 100% correct on that. Yes, I'm a direct person. When I want to know something, I want to hear it directly from you. I don't want to watch a video. There's times where I do. Don't get me wrong, but when I need to know something and I'm really serious about, I'd say, hey, pick up the phone, answer the phone, and we're going to do this together. So yeah, he's 100% correct.
Do you feel like it's part of like your life now? Do you like get home from work and you're like, all right, Rhiannon, I'm going to the laser room.
Pretty much, yeah. I've taken a couple days off here and there just because I don't know. I'm a busy guy, as you know.
Enjoy that stage while it lasts.
Yeah. So
Kyle's like, yeah.
I've been trying to get home. Yeah, get some projects started or try something new pretty much every day.
Yeah.
I ordered a bunch of different materials. Sorry, motorcycle driving by the house.
California
things, motorcycles, dirt bikes on an orchard. Sure.
Yeah.
I hate that guy. So yeah, I have like a gigantic box filled with just different materials, cups and wood and spoons and all sorts of stuff, and I've been just basically picking something out of that box every day and trying to engrave something on it or figure out a new setting.
Nice.
I got like the anodized aluminum cards that you guys recommended to me.
Thank God. Did you get the thick ones? Like
I got the ones that you recommended. Yeah,
the
I used
0.4s.
your link.
Those are the 0.4 painteds. Those are so nice. Have you tried doing like a photo on one yet?
Yeah, so like one of the ideas that we had was like doing magic cards. So I don't know, my camera's not that great, but
oh dude, oh my God, that looks amazing.
Yeah, we've been like I've been trying to do magic cards because I thought they would be cool. We play like all my friends and I play Magic together, and there's cards that are worth $100 and we don't want to use the real card. We'd rather use like a proxy. So, or we play Commander, and you have a Commander card that you always see. You don't have to like search through your deck. So it's no big deal if it's just like a fancy
like
engraved piece of aluminum.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, my photos, I don't know, I'll try to show you again, but it came out pretty good on there.
Dude, no, that looks sick. That looks really good.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, and then also we've been trying to fiddle around with some of Rhiannon's art because she, my girlfriend, draws, and so we've been trying. She made our friend a magic card with him on it. Again, my camera's horrible; probably won't focus. But and then Zombie Zuko is on there. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the anodized aluminum cards.
The cards are never-ending fun, and they're always like most people start with those. To be clear, you're not doing those on the diode, right?
No.
You're doing those on the fiber. So Chris doesn't just have an Aufero Laser 1. He also grabbed an EM Smart basic 2R. Watched the review. He's like, need a fiber now. And he's got the basic 2R, and he is having fun with it.
Yes, I guess that is these. I forgot to kind of break those up into two separate things. But I did do photo engraving on the anodized aluminum with the diode. It just took,
forever,
an hour and a half or something. So it's nice to have it done in 30 seconds.
It sure is. It sure is. I see that every day, more and more and more. Yeah.
Yeah. And as much as I'd like to have like something on wood done in 30 seconds, like I haven't been able to really get the fiber to do anything on wood. So
the fibers gonna suck. Yeah, for organics, but you could always, if you really want to splurge, you can go out and spend $8,000 on a CO2 Galvo, which is like a CO2 in a fiber laser setup, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of some of the stuff I've been doing. I also was like interested in making like custom dice. So I messed around with some dice. That wasn't working on the fiber, just kind of melted the dice. So I definitely got some good engravings on dice with the diode laser.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on trying to figure out like a good process for backfilling the dice.
What are the dice made out of?
Acrylic.
They're acrylic, and you're actually marking into the acrylic with the diode?
Yeah, I have. Oh, that's just a regular.
Are they
dice.
blanks? They're just
Yeah, they're
blanks.
blanks.
Right?
Yeah, they're
blanks?
just blanks. So I don't know if we can.
Oh yeah, look at
maybe
that.
like a reflection there.
Yeah.
And you can see my like horrible backfilling attempt with paint.
Oof.
Was that like an acrylic paint or?
It was an acrylic paint, and it's
Enamel,
very
dude.
old. Like we have like, I don't know, 50 different acrylic colors that are like 4 years old at this point. So it might just be old paint. Also, I think it's the texture left behind of the engraving. It's very like rigid,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really give like a good place for the paint to pool on the bottom. So
Can he get white out of that? Like, with black acrylic is basically
Not on the diode.
no.
Not on the diode. No.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just going to
killer.
sink in and melt.
Yeah.
So the only other option that he would have would be to mask it.
no, that's what I was doing. I was masking it, engraving away part of the dice, and then
Painting
Yeah.
over it. I suck at painting.
dude, I think-
am really bad at painting. Painting sucks.
I think the go-to, dude. I think your problem isn't the technique. I think it's the paint. I would ditch the acrylic. It's way too soft. I would go for an enamel, because when the enamel paint dries, it dries like really, really hard, and it's more resistant to solvents. So, what Michael and I used to do back in the Sonoma laser engraving days is we would mask something. We would engrave it. We did this with the fiber too. You can do it with the fiber with black masking tape. We would engrave it down, and then you just like dot the enamel paint in there, and you let it dry like halfway, pull the tape up, wipe it with a rag with like some acetone or alcohol on it, and it just like all the stuff wipes off the surface, but all the enamel paint stays in the engraving. That's what I've had the best luck with. So I would try some enamel.
sweet, yeah.
Yeah, but that's chill. I've never tried the diode on an opaque acrylic before, so that's interesting to see.
I got all sorts of different colors of dice. I haven't tried like a white dye on the diode yet, but I just tried black because I knew that would probably work.
That would be this.
Okay,
What's
I
that?
have two of them. It's called One Step. It comes in white and black, and it's basically like a really thick enamel paint. And you take a little brush and brush it in there. It's cool stuff. It's inexpensive. You can get it right off Amazon. That's what I got it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this stuff works really cool. So
Cool. Well, maybe we'll link that in the description, and then the other one that I'll probably drop down there is testers. So if you've seen testers paint, they come in the little glass vials. That stuff works really good too.
okay.
But dude, the other thing you can do that I feel like we're not talking about here is aluminum dice.
Yes. So I guess like the way that most people make dice is, they usually use like resin or something.
And
then
like pour it into like
they pour it
cast.
into like a custom thing, and then they backfill that with paint. I have had a very hard time finding blank dice. Like I found like one source on Amazon. They sell acrylic blank dice, and they sell like not just like a D6. They sell like D20s and things like that. Although that would be a process to engrave. You just engrave it and then flip on it 20 times. It's a lot. But still, like I haven't been able to find like metal blanks, aluminum blanks. It's been kind of difficult. So,
dude, boom! I just found wooden blank dice.
I found wood. I think wood would be cool, but I haven't been able to find like the whole shebang of like a full set, just the D6. But,
right.
Which would be cool. Still, you can do any design you want on a wood dice, and I feel like the engraving for sure would come out really well, and you wouldn't have to backfill it with paint or anything. You can just get a nice dark engraving on there.
Right.
So
I would spend some time, if you haven't yet, I would spend some time looking on like AliExpress, because that's a lot closer to the factory than Amazon. So AliExpress is just like China's Amazon. And you can find a lot of stuff kind of like direct out of the factory, and they have like just a shit ton of blank dice. I'm looking like right now. I'm not clicking through the links per se to like look and inspect them closely, but I bet at least a few of these are metal. So that might be something worth considering. The other thing worth considering is that even if it's not the right material, even if it's not like acrylic or metal like anodized aluminum or steel, if it's dark, you'll often have good results with the fiber. So like if you get like a black, even like an acrylic, Kyle, maybe, right? Like or like a black.
It would be better.
It would be better.
Sure.
Yeah, because you're gonna.
And it doesn't have to be a pretty mark. It just has to have clean lines, right?
So
Because you're filling it.
Yeah, the problem with wood, like just regular wood, is that by the time you have enough energy density to engrave the wood, it's like on fire. The thing with the black is that, especially like a solid black piece, like if it was black acrylic all the way through, the nice thing about something like that is that the black absorbs so much more of the laser radiation, so you don't need as high of an energy density in order to mark it. So you can mark at much lower power densities, like on the surface.
And that will turn it white, correct? So
Well,
you don't have to paint?
Maybe. I don't. It really depends, man.
Because
really
that's a big
depends.
thing. It's a big thing when you're talking about, you want to make these things and you want to be able to sell them or whatever you're doing. It's about, the money and how much time you have to put into it.
Even the
Right?
CO2 Galvo really struggles to get white. A big part of like that white on acrylic is having the air assist so close to the dice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you remove that, because on Galvo lasers, like the fiber, your lens is way up here, right? Not like way down here. And there's no air assist to be found. That's really going to interfere with your ability to get that white mark. So, we got to sell. We basically have to sell Chris on a CO2.
Another thing you could try that, especially on the diode, that might save you some time. Was one of the things I was considering doing when I wanted to do custom dice, and all I had was my ugly blue poo back there.
The blue poo.
The blue poo I did find a couple sources for metal dice on AliExpress. I'll see if I can find those links for you later. But
Nice.
You can't do metal on a CO2 unless you use some kind of like a coating, right?
Right.
Hacks. I was considering just throwing some like blue or black tape over it, cutting out the outline out of the tape and picking that out, and doing like a spray coat over the top with like a spray enamel.
Yeah.
And then you peel
Yep.
the tape off after it par hardens. So
Yep.
you're not going to get it set down below the surface, but it's still custom at least.
Right.
Yep.
Not
Yeah.
perfect, but
Yeah.
An option.
Still a solution.
way faster on the diode because you're not filling it. You're just, cutting out a trace, right?
Both Smokery 12 and 141 engraving have mentioned whiskey stones as an idea to use as dice, which is a great idea for D6.
Right.
Can't make a D20 out of that, but it's still an idea, and a good one. It definitely, you can do something with that.
Yeah.
Even if it's just practice, like whiskey
Right.
stones might be like great practice for just working with dice-sized objects in general.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that would be pretty
Call
chill.
them that.
You were showing me pre-show, you were doing like a cut with your diode.
Oh, yeah. So I'm working on like a lantern right now, just like a little. Where my girlfriend and I are obsessed with Halloween.
Mhm.
So
As you should be.
Yeah, right.
It's the best holiday of the year.
So been working on like a lantern setup. So I just have like this little, I don't know, pentagonal box that I made on like Boxmaker website.
Mhm.
And we bought like some just like Halloween design meant for laser cutting off of Etsy, and then pasted it into the box we made and resized it so that it would fit our laser. The design that came on Etsy was too big for my laser, and I resized everything to fit, and then tried cutting it all out and tried to put it together, and I was like, oh, this used like finger joints, and I resized it, and now my holes aren't big enough to fit the 3mm wood.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yep, all that wood's garbage now. So
Yeah.
and like, yeah, I could probably like chisel it down or something. And I was
Been
like,
there, done it. Been there,
No.
done it.
yeah, so that was a horrible process. I hated finding that out because, again, cutting things on the diode, I was cutting 2 of these at a time, and it would take like an hour and a half to make that one, and I had to do that.
You'll never do that again.
Yeah. So instead, I just took the design out of the box that they had and made a box on BoxMaker and pasted the design in and resized the design to fit in a box that I had made for 3mm joints. Actually, I took out the 3mm, or I took out the finger joints
altogether. So
all together. I was like, I'm just gonna stick it together. It'll be fine. I got wood glue.
It's a prototype.
Yeah, it's a prototype. So yeah, been working on this.
Proof of concept.
I'm really impressed. So you've been having an issue with your LF mod. You have the LF long focus module for cutting, and you have the SF short focus module for marking, and the LF is acting up.
Yes.
What's that doing?
So halfway, well, a lot of things. Halfway between runs, it would pause, or it would stop actually engraving, and then the timer would just keep going. It would lose the spot of the run. It wouldn't like pause or anything. When I checked the G code, it says it's due to shock and movement. But I'd like completely like left the room. It was like on its own. Nobody's hitting anything. I'm not touching it. But I kept getting these shock and movement stops to turn off the laser. And that was super frustrating because like my only solution would be to rerun it at that point, which for an hour and a half run, you have to restart halfway through. One, you're going to recut everything that you just cut unless you like go in and individually, I'm making on these especially, a bunch of little tiny cuts. Yeah. And I'd have to go and remove each one of those in my cut to restart it. Or I could just recut it and then I'm just like engraving into my board that I use underneath it. So yeah, I was getting that. What else? On top of that, I wasn't cutting through all the way when I did complete. I have an idea that that's probably some focus issue. I think.
Sure. Yeah. A little high, a little low, something.
I didn't dial my. I didn't dial my cut settings in very well. I probably didn't take enough time to do that.
Yeah.
I just kept rerunning it, and I ended up cutting more passes than it took me with the short focus, which I feel like shouldn't, if the long focus
shouldn't be the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
If the long focus is meant for cutting, that's what it's listed on their website and everything, then that should be cutting faster or less passes or something. So,
and that's a killer because once you go through it and it's an hour and a half to do it and you got to turn around and do it again, you're like, oh God.
Yeah. So
that's
it was
killer.
horrible.
That's killer. That's killer.
So you switched to the SF and it was fine.
I switched back to the SF. This was all for the same project. It's like this little lantern thing. So, I was dealing with the wood not being the right size to begin with, and then on top
I think
of
you were
that,
telling me it was warped too, right? It was like
it was like a little warped, which
Yeah.
maybe also again another focus issue. It's just like, but the long focus means it has a bigger depth of focus, right? So that shouldn't have been as much of an
That's
issue.
the idea. Yeah.
So yeah, I was going through all those issues.
It's kind of a trade-off, and this is accurate for all lasers. The larger your depth of field, the larger your dot size. So while you are in focus for more of that depth, the beam is less powerful at any given point because the dot size is bigger, which means your power is spread out over a wider area. So if 20% power is enough to cut through something with the SF in one pass, you might need 40% power on the LF, but your cut's going to be more even all the way down. It'll be straight instead of like at an angle because it's not, the beam diameter isn't going to be actively changing on you, and you're going to get a cleaner cut, which is really the idea behind the LF. It's not, I mean, yes, you'll be able to cut thicker materials at slower speeds and higher powers, but really we're going for that clean cut, and the air assist is a big part of that too, which I don't think you have the air assist set up yet either, right? So trying to
that
utilize
makes a big difference.
trying to utilize the LF without air assist going is gonna hamper your progress too, because it's gonna burn those top layers of wood, and then like there's nothing blowing that crap out like as you're moving along, and so it all kind of like works together. But the weirdest part about all of that is that shock error. It's very very strange. The like shock and movement error. It could have been damaged in ship. That's the one I shipped you, right? I brought the SF with me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought maybe the ground wire was popping out. I checked that. Yeah. I mean, everything was pretty. It's so easy to set up. You just put power and then you rescrew your ground wire in. I made sure my ground wire was really in there. I was like, yeah, definitely making contact. Mm-hmm. So I have no idea what it was referring to as far as like what kind of shock that the laser was sensing. So,
I think it means like physical shock.
Physical right. Shock, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what was causing it. I don't know what was triggering that. Yeah. That shock to the system.
Is the long focus module significantly heavier than the short focus?
No, they're like the same size at the same weight, I think.
Because I've seen the error before, but I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this was pretty consistent too. I didn't just try this once, see it, and give up. I tried to rerun it like multiple times, and it would pause halfway through. So I don't know what it was hitting. Or
the only thing that I can think of, I mean, the Aufero has limit switches, so it shouldn't be letting him run a job that would end in a collision. So he shouldn't be hitting the walls, like, because I was thinking like maybe he's bumping like the end of travel, and then like the motor was skipping and it was stopping when he was out.
I think it wasn't the same spot either. Every time it was a different spot. So
all of that said, dude, like those results that you were showing are like seriously. Can you show those again? The cuts. Yeah, let me see that again. Dude, that's really impressive for the SF. I mean, especially like those little tiny leaves and all those little grass blades.
And they're all staying together. They're not separated. They're all one piece. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it came out great. And I mean, I like the SF a little bit better to just like run, because it has that full light blocker kind of.
Yeah, the shield.
Which is nice. The shield is much more covered. And the way that I have my laser set up right now, with the long focus, I kind of had the light like toward me without any shield. And it was,
How many times did it bite you since you've gotten it?
I am surprised I'm not completely blind at this point. It's pretty bad.
Yikes.
But and that's just because it's so like exposed.
Yeah.
But I had wore glasses pretty much the whole time. But still, even though it'll get you
like in your first. I mean, it hasn't really been. It's been more than a week now. I know I put week in the title, but how long has it been since you've
probably been like a month?
It's been like a month. Wow, really already? Jesus.
I think it's.
I need to change the title of this episode.
2-3 weeks.
Yeah. Even though it's been 2 to 3 weeks, I've seen that room like constantly evolving. You're constantly moving things around and changing your setup. So
we just got one of those like I don't know, pin boards that you put on the wall where you like get all the tools hung up on
board,
there. Yeah, little pegboard. Yeah,
nice.
So we ordered one of those. We have like a nice industrial kind of shelf to put a bunch of junk on. That
cool, like all of your engraving blanks and stuff.
Yeah. Just to keep the room a little organized. That's kind of still a multi-purpose room, but the laser stuff is kind of like taking over. So
eating it. Yeah, that happens very quickly.
Yeah, I can see the back of your rooms, and I imagine that is in my future.
Yeah, and so I mean, like, okay, so the diode is working. How's your exhaust? How's that been?
It's been okay.
Are you just doing fan? Did you get like an axial fan, like an inline fan? I can't remember.
Yeah,
you did. Which one did you get? The S4?
That sounds right. Yeah, S4.
Yeah, the S4, little 4-inch.
I will say that that room just smells like smoke now. It's just like
Try doing pucks.
The diodes in particular are kind of hard to exhaust. Like the fiber doesn't need that much exhaust, and the CO2 is enclosed, so you're getting good suction. But the diode is like making a lot of smoke, and it's just kind of open. Really quick, that mom with a laser, huge YouTube channel, Emily, she was just on the podcast. Says, hey, welcome to the laser world, Chris.
Thank you.
If you guys haven't seen Emily's episode, go check it out. It was really good. But they make like I've heard multiple people mention this on like Discord and stuff about like these tents. They're like little like plastic tents you can buy, and then you just put your diode in the tent, and then you can hook the hose up.
That makes sense. Yep.
So that might be something.
It makes sense because
they make like
I
metal.
can see it like really getting in the way of
if you're doing big stuff.
There's metal enclosures. There's like pop-up tent style enclosures made from like fire resistant material, which is cool. And then the alternative is you literally just use the diode to just cut some thin material and make your own.
Right.
Yeah, that's true too.
Duct tape, baby.
I will say with the S4 exhaust fan that I got, I think the other day, like under the table, I like kicked the power cable or something, and it turned off, and I didn't notice at first. And like huge difference between it being on and off. So even though it's not getting all of the smoke, I can see like visually see it like as it's engraving a bunch. 70% of the smoke goes into the exhaust tube.
Well, the good news is I am sending you the Laser Master 2. So you will be getting that, and that comes. They send it to me in a giant metal enclosure. So I'm just going to take the enclosure apart. It sucks to put together, but I can't ship it together. It's so big. So it sucks to put together, but once it's together, you have a complete. You watched the first episode of Laser, right? The first episode of Lasered with me and Kyle. The diode is the Laser Master 2 Pro. So it has that big metal door on the front. It's got a little built-in fan in the back that boosts the little S4, and everything like hooks up really well to it. So
sweet.
Yeah, that's a really good job of evacuating smoke.
Good, because I'm a little worried about that room.
And then you'll kind of be like set up though, because once you do that, once you get that, then you can have like, you'll have like a production laser and like a prototyping laser. So you can have like a laser making parts for like Etsy or whatever, and then you have another laser where you're like experimenting, and you don't like lose time on one in order to like use the other, which is pretty cool. Do you want to show the podcast viewers your boxes?
Yes, I have to go find them.
Okay, go grab one real quick. I'll catch up with Kyle. I haven't heard that much from Kyle today. How are you, Kyle?
I'm good. I'm good. Still waking up.
You want to give us? What do you mean you're still waking up, man? It's 9.
My brain is just like in sleep mood right now.
Oh my god, dude! Were you up?
Know.
What time did you get up today?
Like 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon.
Dear God, dude, I
got about 6 hours of sleep.
We need to reset.
It was a bad night for me. Yeah, it was just a bad night for me.
Well, have you considered just going like full nocturnal, like just giving up and just going to bed at like 9 a.m. and waking up at 9 p.m. every day?
I would, but it won't work for me.
No, it ain't gonna work.
Doesn't do it.
Hard. It's hard.
No, I'm better off just doing a full reset and like waking up between like 8 and 10 and going to bed at midnight kind of deal.
Yeah.
Or like 1 or 2 a.m. at the latest. But that's a story for another time.
Time.
I got a solid review coming out on a diode coming soon.
Oh yeah, the Laser Storm L5 Pro, right?
The Pro, yes.
And, initial impressions. Do we get like a hot take?
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
it's the L5. You were like, it's a laser. Okay, he's looking. He's going to get it. He's got something in his hand. Oh yeah, look at that, dude.
No, hold on.
It's
I'll raise your photo engraving with another photo.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's hard to capture, but in terms of DPI, it's meeting and in some ways exceeding the P7M40.
Whoa.
Which so far has been the highest DPI I could get on wood.
Yeah.
So to get that, because you can't see it, it's over here, but it's on. I have that set up. I was doing comparison testing, but you get the large format, the 400 millimeter by 400 millimeter work area, but a pretty damn good module.
So we're more excited than lukewarm about this one.
Yeah, it's got the other nice thing too. It's the first diode laser I've had that has fire sensor on it.
Nice.
It does have an e-stop, which some people have complained about online. I've tried to avoid reading into it at all because I want my impressions to be mine. But I haven't had any problems with it, so I don't know if it's changed, but it's been good for me.
So does it have limit switches?
It does.
Oh, dude, that's so nice. Cool. I'm
kind
of stoked to see this one then.
The first 48 hours I did testing on it. Yes, 48 hours. I can't tell you how many times I hit the home button just because I could.
I mean, 48 hours is that's about 24 projects, right? 12 big ones.
Yeah, I mean, so the photo that I just showed you is an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, good, dude. I'm excited to see it. We getting some. Are we still in the filming stage, or are we at scripting?
I'm in between. It will be out very soon.
Chill. Sweet. I'm excited.
I'm going full bore on getting that out. So
nice. I am super happy to hear that. Chris is back. He brought a goodie. He brought a little show and tell, dude.
I did. So this was prototype 1. Just like
prototype 1 is taped together. We taped that together.
We did, and I lost the front. And we made it too small. I just didn't have a caliper yet, but I have one now.
Nice.
And it fit 2 Yu-Gi-Oh cards because it's too small.
Nice.
But I mean, the whole idea behind me like reaching out to Alex and being like, hey, like I kind of want a laser was to make some, magic card storage boxes for some of my friends and I, because we were looking at some online, and they were like insanely expensive. And it was like, well, my brother's like a laser guy. I could just get him to cut some for me.
He's actually being very nice to me on air right now. What actually happened was he emailed me for about 6 months asking if I could cut the boxes for him. He said he'd pay me for them and like we'd get them shipped out. He'd buy the wood. He'd have it sent to the shop. And I blew him off for 6 months. And then he was like, maybe I should get a laser and do it myself. And then I was like, oh, I'll bring him the diode, which is too small. I brought him the AL1. It's too small to cut the freaking boxes that he wants. So now I'm going to send him the LM2 Pro so that he can cut the things he actually wants to cut. So just to clarify, he didn't just decide he wanted one on his own. His cool laser engraving brother ignored him while he focused on his fancy YouTube channel.
Hey, and we're all nice to Alex online till we get offline.
I think that's probably true.
He took matters into his own hands. He took matters into his own hands.
So I'm working on like getting it ready for that when I do have like the bigger workspace. Because that's, I think, the only thing I'm missing at this point. It's just a bit of a bigger workspace.
Yep.
So I was like, let me just make some smaller ones and see what I can do.
That's V1.
Version 1, yes.
Just the Mark 1.
Simple finger joint box. And then this is version 2. It has a lid. It has a beautiful
nice. I like that.
7 on the front of it. It's nice there. Alex helped. It's very loud. Sorry, there's cards in it. Like a little logo on the bottom. Eisworth is my girlfriend's last name, so Eisworth Card Co.
Picked it because it sounded very fancy. It sounds
like
mustache twirling with like a monocle.
It has no lines. There has no marks. It's all solid.
Yeah. So instead of doing a finger joint, I did the bottom box is finger joints, and then I just cut some solid pieces to glue to the outside to just kind of give it like a nice sleek kind of look. And then nice. Like a face shield. And then that I just put up maybe 3-4-ish millimeters and that gives me kind of like the capability to do, a nice edge for the inner box to clip that on. But it's cut correctly for magic cards, which is what I do. So
yeah,
I can actually put my cards in there.
Does what it was designed to do.
Yeah. Yes, it definitely does. There's still things that I would change about it. Like when I put the lid on, I have to kind of like scoot my cards forward a little bit so that the lid goes on. So I might swap I don't know.
Reverse it so the lip is on the outside thing.
Yes, exactly. The lip. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we also had talked about like trying to make these stackable and things like that. So there's just like a few things that I want to do to make these as fancy as possible. And then when I go into production, after I make my Model 3, that's like the actual size that I want, I'm going to need the CO2 to like pop these out,
Batch them out, man.
I mean,
That's
dude,
right.
with the CO2, you can, depending on the bed size you get, you can cut like fucking 10 boxes at once. You know
That's
what I mean?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
In the same amount of time as, or probably less, I could cut 10 of these with.
And
CO2.
not only can you use it to cut the wood, but you can use it to cut the carpet. Chris is going to put like a liner in it to like make it really nice on the bottom of the
some,
cards.
like felt or something.
Yeah, and then you can use it to cut like tags. You could like engrave and cut like little tags to put on
like
them,
little
like a bow
little
or
leather
something.
symbols, is the magic, and then
You can go nuts. You can go nuts,
go
dude.
in like a little slot, make it real fancy. So
Yeah.
that's the hope, the goal.
There's
dream.
There's a lot you can do, man. There's a lot you can do. I'm super stoked that you're like having fun with it. And
I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, there's been some frustrating times out there.
oh, dude, yeah. I mean,
Always is.
that's the walk you take, bro. That's what getting into laser is.
Okay, I've trained myself to like grab like not expensive things and throw those instead of like grabbing like my laser and just like
Kyle's that blue laser sitting behind Kyle over his shoulder there. Every single piece of that has electricity running through it at any given time has broken. And like not all at once, like at separate times. Like every single part of that thing that
You're
has
scaring me. I don't want to hear this. You're scaring me.
It's true. It's true.
It's
I
scary.
got a lemon, man.
You got a lemon. So we've all been there, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a good learning experience.
Yeah, we talk about it
what I
every
keep
week.
telling
That's the
myself.
review I want to see. Forget the
That'll
L5
be
Pro.
coming.
I want to see that thing take a dump.
You know what? It's acting as an enclosure for my L5 Pro right now.
Just the world's biggest diode enclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till I get to the Niji, dude.
The Niji.
There is
dude.
there is no enclosing that. That thing is a monster.
Bro, the Niji looks sick though. It's got like a nice look to it. It's pretty sharp looking.
What is it?
The
It's
Niji,
a really big diode frame.
Okay, so Niji is a diode laser manufacturer, and they make all different kinds of diode lasers, but they have one called the Niji Max 3, and it's like 2.5 diode lasers put together, like long ways. So it's like really long. So you can put it on like a dining room table and like mark the dining room table with it.
Is
it faster?
It's like 460 mil by like 840 or something.
It's giant.
That's similar
Enormous.
to like the extender for Ortur.
Can you imagine doing a
extender?
Yeah, it's just like
imagine doing like a photo engrave that big. It would take you
Yeah, but
a
imagine
day,
the
a full day.
imagine the detail, dude. Your dots, the megapixel resolution of that final image would be astronomical.
I haven't gotten an opportunity to check out like the DPI on it yet.
I mean, regardless of what the actual DPI of the Niji is, when you're at that size, when you're doing something that big with the entire work area, even if you had a CO2 dot, it would still be like glorious.
I'd set it up and run it. That sounds fun.
Set it where?
I'd set it up and just run something. That sounds fun.
Yeah, Kyle's doing it.
Glue it to the wall.
After I get a full review out of it, I might send it over to you, Chris.
Oh, sure.
I want to see what
the
you do with
diode
it.
master.
Chris doesn't have room for his Aufero Laser 1. You can't send him the Niji Max, dude. Where's he gonna put it?
You can't tell me you wouldn't enjoy seeing a diode table underneath that beautiful painting in the background.
Oh, that would be.
Because then it would be the laser office.
You know what?
That's
you know what would
true.
be sick is
That would look
somebody. You guys can take this idea. I'm never going to do it, but if you're listening, go nuts. But I want a Niji Max with like drill mounts on it, and basically you just put it on the wall and you go, vroom, and it drills itself into the wall and then engraves like a mural on the wall for you over the course of like 2 days.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Yeah,
somebody work on that.
On it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Really quick, you did want to. This is something you mentioned before we started.
Yeah, your buddy.
Yeah,
bring it up.
Oh, all right, sure. So I started engraving stuff, and I bring pretty much anytime I do anything, I bring it into work, and I'm like, "Oh, guys, like check it out! It's so cool! Look at all my stuff." And one of my coworkers does like a lot of woodworking. They do they have a lathe, and like they go and like cut down trees all over the place and like cut out their own lumber and stuff like that. They're really into it.
Awesome.
Know a lot about it. I don't know anything about wood. I'm like, what kind of wood is this? Apparently it's cheap balsa wood. Never heard of that before. I don't know anything about wood.
Me neither.
He does. And he like makes a bunch of stuff out of wood. So he was interested in getting a diode. And I was like, cool. I don't know anything about diodes other than the one I have. I can't recommend it or not recommend it because I haven't used anything other than this. But this seems to be working for me. So this one's good. But I think I know Xtool does a lot of marketing because since I started getting into lasers, it is pretty much on every social media page that I scroll past being advertised to me. But they're advertised as 20-watt lasers. And immediately I think he saw it and was like, oh, man, I want a 20-watt laser over a 10-watt or a 5-watt laser. And then Alex was like, that's not real.
Yeah, I don't think that there is a 20-watt diode on the market. I think a lot of brands do is the diode module itself has an input wattage and then an output wattage for the actual beam. So how many watts of power is the actual beam leaving the diode? And what a lot of the manufacturers do is they will list the wattage going into the diode.
Input.
So it's 20 watts in, and then you get a 5-watt beam out. And if you look closely at the spec page, it will actually tell you what the wattage of the beam leaving the diode is. And that is what wattage the laser is. And some manufacturers are honest and use the beam wattage. So you look at one from brand A and it says 5.5 watts. And then you look at one from brand B and it says 40 watts. And then they're actually the same exact diode module power. They're both 5.5 watt diodes. So you got to really read the fine print. That would be my recommendation to your friend. We have an Xtool. I'm not like anti Xtool. We have an Xtool D1 Pro that we're going to review. I'm certain it's going to be a positive review. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to call them out on their marketing if they're doing that stuff. So just something to be aware of. Just something to be aware of. It's a common practice. As much as I hate that, it's a common practice. A lot of companies do it, and it just leads to confusion.
Yep. And I wouldn't buy. I would not buy something like that just for that reason only. Yeah,
and I'm not saying they're doing that. I cannot confirm or deny that this is the case, or if they've actually engineered like a 20-watt diode. I just haven't heard of one, and so I don't want to I'm not saying anything negative about anybody. I'm just saying it's a common practice in the industry. Make sure you read the fine print before you pick up a diode, especially if it seems like you're getting anything over 10 watts these days is like that raises an eyebrow from me.
Right.
So I would start looking at that there. John says there are some diode laser modules that are using 4 5-watt optical lasers and combining them. I wonder if that's what's going on. It certainly could be. I don't know how they're combining them and how efficient that technology is, and if it would be truly a 20-watt beam or not. It's all up for debate, man. It's all up for debate. But the like single core, like one module diode lasers, there's more to it than meets the eye. So I just don't want anybody like, you know, caught up in the allure of big numbers, because it's not always about that.
That's fair.
That's all I'll say about that. Really quick too, Mario says, I have about $1,500 to get started on a laser engraving business. Any recommendations on the best fiber laser engraver? Unfortunately, not for $1,500.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything quality at that level. It's unfortunately, they're going to be cutting so many corners to get it down to that cost.
Yeah,
that you will likely not have a functional product, or at least it won't be functioning for long before it burns down your garage.
Yeah, and
pulling your hair out.
You, of course, Kyle, just said I have a budget fiber coming in the $2,000 to $2,500 ish range. You'll be trying. That's also where the EM Smarts, the low wattage ones, the like 18-watt units, they start around there, around the $2,500
like the
mark.
$2,000.
Yeah, $2,000 to $2,500. So please don't spend $1,500 on a fiber laser. Just don't. That's not a good price point for one. If you really want one, save another $1,000. Even if it takes another year, wait a year, put your plans off for a year, a diode. Pick up a $400 Laser Master 2, and start marking now while you save the extra money for a fiber that'll actually perform.
Yeah, you can turn that diode into an income if you're looking for income, and you can save up that money faster by investing part of it.
Right, in the diode, and then you can use that to turn around. Yeah, exactly. Boba raises a great point. What's up, Boba? It's good to see you, man. You can't even get the fiber source itself for $1,500, let alone the rest of the parts, which is an excellent point. It's just sketchy, man. That's a sketchy budget, and you're really playing with fire at that point.
Yeah, you're going to end up with like a no-name white label C-level, throwaway product from the factory that another company scooped up and threw into something because they got it for $10 at an auction, and you're going to end up with a safety hazard sitting in your garage.
Yeah, or just something that doesn't turn on. It's happened to people. We've seen it in the Discord on the Facebook group. So people just literally underspend and then get paperweights, and that's how their story ends, unfortunately. So be careful. Definitely do your research. Join one of the communities. We've got links to the Discord group or the Discord server and the Facebook group down in the description. They're absolutely free to join. There's a lot of people there that can kind of guide you and help you out. Show you the lights along the way if you need help picking and buying. I'd say the same thing to your friend too, Chris. If he wants to join one of the communities, he's welcome to. There's always people online that can help out with that kind of stuff. I do want to give some credit to Eric and John here really quick, because they went out of their way to do a little research on the side for us. Eric says, I believe the X-Tool D1 Pro 10 watt uses 2 diodes and combines them using mirrors. So interesting to know. Then John says the Atom Stack X20 Pro optically combines 4 6-watt LEDs, but calls it a 130 watt module. Classic. That's
the input power, man.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, and again, as far as like combining, I don't know if I'm sold on this like combining thing. I know that that's like the new tech. Maybe I sound like a grumpy old man, but I don't like this like combining thing. I don't like the combining thing. That just doesn't seem like legit to me. I don't know. Doesn't seem real. That's with no research. I could be totally wrong, and I am all the time. I'm totally wrong all the time.
It's new, and we haven't really experienced it ourselves yet. So for all we know, it could be awesome. And
who was it with I just banged my mic? I'm not used to it being up here. Who just said they were coming out with like a fiber diode module? Who was that?
There's 2 companies, I think.
Yeah, was one of them?
I think one's Atom Stack, and I think the other is Ortur.
No.
Really?
I think it was X Tool.
I remember
I think
you
it was
talking
Adam Stack and
about
X Tool.
X Tool. Yes. Hold on.
X Tool.
My
Yeah.
wife says, can confirm Alex is always wrong. That's not true. We wouldn't have 26,000 subscribers, but I'm wrong on the podcast a lot because I go on my gut on the podcast for sure. John says combining is legit. Audio works that way. So cool. We'll have to check out combining. Apparently combining is legit. That'll be Kyle because Kyle's the diode boy.
I believe I have a combined unit coming. I don't know when that will fall into the project list, but it's in there somewhere if it ever arrives.
Okay, chill.
The light burn for gantry tutorials have been helpful.
Oh, the Lifer Gantry crash
I've
course.
been following. Yep.
Yeah, nice. We're two episodes in now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe that's what you're talking about when I left for a second.
Wait, did you? So wait, so you're using Lightburn for the EM Smart and for the Aufero, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And so you followed the Lightburn for Galvo course for the EM Smart?
Yes.
And then Kyle's just starting the gantry course now.
I mean, like
Kyle's
yes. So I've been going, and I've been trying to like rewatch those to see if I can learn anything new because I know I had watched the Galvo ones because it was like, oh, maybe it'll teach me something about my gantry diode laser when it gets here, and then because I was trying to like pre-prepare for you to like get here with it, and I was like, oh, I just like learn everything before it gets here. Yeah. And then you showed up, and then you just like taught me, and then we'd still reference some of your videos and whatnot. And you were like, this doesn't apply. This applies. This doesn't apply. So, but now that the gantry one is coming out, I've been trying to follow that to see if I can learn anything new. But now that I know how to use Lightburn for gantry just by fiddling with it and you teaching me, I was like, Galvo's easy, you just it's all the same stuff, right?
I think Galvo, when it's Lightburn to Lightburn, I think Galvo is easier because you've got that fixed workspace, right? Everything is like absolute coordinates, so it's just where you put it is where it's going to go, and the bed size is smaller, so it's kind of easier to just spatially kind of keep track of things, right? When you get into like CO2, I know Jimmy struggles with this. It's just the beds are just freaking giant, and it's just like making sure everything goes exactly where it's supposed to go on like a 36-inch bed or whatever is a lot different than doing it in a 400 millimeter square.
So I imagine that's hard, but
it's a big difference.
Always use between CO2 and diode. Like for a CO2, you'd probably always use absolute.
I use user origin.
I use user origin a lot. Absolute is nice if you want to just set something really close to where you can reach it from your desk. You just set it in the bottom right corner or whatever, closest to you.
I imagine that you'd want to use it because your workspace isn't changing ever. Whereas like with the diode, I like set it on top of stuff.
So I would use the time I would use like absolute chords on a CO2 is if I built a jig that took up the whole bed, and I knew exactly where the parts were going to go. And every time that I loaded the jig, the parts were in the same spot every time, and it always cornered up into the same spot every time I put it in the machine. Then I'd use absolute chords, because then it takes the user error of me changing the origin out of the equation. It's going to go where it's going to go, period, because that's where the software thinks the laser is on the bed. So that's when I would use absolute chords. It's like jigging, or when I'm fixturing anything to the work area that isn't going to move or change, that's when I do it. Otherwise, I like to use user origin, because then you do your frame out. You can see where it is. You can put it where it's convenient. You don't have to, like, if you use from current position, if you use current position or absolute chords and you set a piece in, then you have to get your laser head to the exact starting point, the exact corner or exact center of whatever object it is that you're doing before you run anything. You need to know exactly where that's going to be before you start. With user origin, you can just put the corner underneath the nozzle and then just hit origin, and then you're done. You just move the item to the nozzle instead of moving the nozzle to the item. Much easier.
Correct. Yep.
I'll throw a plot twist in there. I use absolute coordinates a lot because that's basically what print and cut uses. And as you guys know, I like
Still
my
haven't
jigs.
touched it. Still haven't touched print and cut.
Print and cut is amazing because if you let's say
I still don't get that. I still don't get it. So go ahead.
I don't know either.
I know. Go ahead.
I can. It's really easy, right? So you make a design. You have a cutout, right?
Yep.
Let's say you want to do a bunch of hot plates, round hot plates. So you cut 6 holes, and outside of those 6 holes on the actual frame of the box that you make with the holes in it, you put 2 little targets. You draw 2 little targets. You cut out the design. The targets are engraves instead of cuts, so they're in the surface of what you're doing. And then in Lightburn, you use set target 1, set target 2 under the print and cut category. And when your laser is homed, it knows where it moves.
Correct.
So when you're over at the Ruida controller, you use the arrows, you move it over the targets.
Yep.
And you can either scale or not scale the output. And since you're using the same jig that you cut, you don't really have to scale it.
So is this what you're talking? I'm trying to get, because there's one thing that I watched the video and I'm just like, duh. But like, say, my bed's 20 by 28. I'm going to use the pass through because I have a piece that I have to cut out that's like maybe 40 inches long or whatever, and you're going to put it through there. So I know what you're talking about, those things where, but really, you're going to take this piece and stop it and move it forwards to do something 40 inches
That's
long?
what Kyle's explaining, is that once you've cut those 6 circles for your pot holders, right, or your hot plates, and you've made the 2 marks, you can take that jig out and then just throw it back in wherever. It doesn't matter where you throw it back in, because when you throw it back in, you just point the nozzle to the 2 targets, and then it knows where everything else is based on those 2 targets and can pick up where it left off or run the job again perfectly.
It triangulates it, yeah.
So that's why people use it for pass through, because if you make the 2 targets, right, and then you push the board through, you've stopped cutting and you push the board through, you just, when you go to continue the job, you just show it where the 2 targets are, and it knows exactly where all of those lines and cuts are still.
That's cool as shit.
That sounds pretty fancy.
So in the episode, this hasn't come out yet, I'm sorry, but when it does, you'll see. In the episode that I filmed for doing print and cut on the CO2 for jigs, I quite literally, I cut the jig out, I take it out of the machine, I clean it off, and I put it in cockeyed intentionally. I cock it like 35 degrees. So it's completely offset from my gantry. So when it comes across to engrave, it starts engraving on the top left hot plate. And as it moves down, it starts engraving into the rest of them. But everything is perfectly turned because it knows the offset of the jig.
Yeah.
Got you.
So it even engraves them perfectly straight, even though I intentionally cockeyed it 35 degrees.
So let me know if I'm getting this straight. Like, say I have somebody that wants a sign that's 40 inches long, and they just want a word, a cursive word that's 40 inches long. So when you put that in, you start it and go wherever you can go, and then you can just stop it and move it forwards, and that's going to start and stop right where you left off on that.
If it's sitting in a jig with targets marked on it.
No jig. Yeah. It's just.
It doesn't even have to.
Can't mark. Jimmy can't mark the targets on the sign.
No.
Yeah, you can.
So in the writing, right? In one of the cutouts, let's say you're cutting out like a cursive L. Inside of the L, that's going to get cut out. You can put one of the targets there, so that if it's part of the second cut, as you're sliding it through, and that's part of your second cut, that can be there. It just has to be.
Kyle did a video on it, man. You'll see it.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
It'll come out soon.
We're not gonna get. Yeah, we can't dive, especially because we're hitting an hour now. Before we wrap up today, I just want to throw out a couple more of these comments. Quasar says, my Atom Stack A5 M40 advertises as a 40 watt. but in the spec it says it's a 5 to 5.5.
So
The 40 watt is the input only. Yep. So that's what we were saying. Boba says, I have a combined diode. It does have more power, but not as much as it's advertised. So it's definitely got like, you know, it's not 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 24. It may feel like more like a 15, right? I think is kind of what he's saying. Also, Galvo is life. We'll throw that in there too. We love our Galvo lasers. Mario's asking if we have any input on the X-Tool D1 Pro. Seems like a perfect upstart machine coming from a noob. Should I shy away from this machine? I haven't done my review on it yet. I'm sure it's going to be positive, but just from my like initial impressions, from what I've seen about it, and I have one. It's sitting in the shop. I just haven't filmed the review yet. I think it's probably a little overpriced. It's probably a little unnecessarily premium. I would really look at the Ortur stuff, especially if you're on a budget and you're trying to save money for a fiber laser. You could spend half of what you're going to spend on something like the X-Tool. You don't necessarily need all that power unless you know in advance what you're going to do with it. And no matter how much power you get out of a blue light diode, you're still not going to be like marking and engraving metal. So with all of that said, maybe check out something like the Laser Master 3 just came out. It's brand new. It's about half the price. So just consider all your options.
For all the common mid to high grade in a series diode lasers, you can pretty much always get an extension kit for them too. So
yeah,
for the Orturs, for the atom stacks, the gantry style ones, not the cantilever ones, they almost always have like an extension kit, so you can go from like a 400 width to like an 800 or whatever it is. If you need more space.
Then we also missed John saying, found an article that talks about beam combining. I'll post the link at the Laser Master Academy. So if you guys are LMA members, keep an eye out for John. He'll be linking that beam combining article there. The article mentions 2 kilowatts. Yeah, that'll cut stuff for sure. And Boba's just throwing in use Lightburn camera. Lightburn camera is like a pass-through solution. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm not going to get Jimmy all worked up about it right now. We can definitely talk about that on a later episode. Chris, you got anything else, man, you want to throw out before we wrap up today, dude?
I messed around with the rotary a little bit. That was fun. I haven't messed around with the rotary with the fiber yet, just the diode. But I want to do more rotary stuff because I don't know, water bottles, they're fun. It's just like a blank canvas with so many possibilities.
Yep.
Let's see, what else? Game of Thrones, super good show. What else is going on in my life?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The ending was horrible. Yeah, I love.
I'm talking the new House of the Dragon, man.
The new one.
Oh,
the new one.
We get a House of the Dragon sponsor in here.
How's Matt Smith, dude? Was Matt Smith dope?
Oh, Matt Smith, great character. He's doing a great job.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is he the Mad King? He's the Mad King, right?
I don't know enough about the lore to be like, yeah, that's right. Probably not. I don't think he is. Oh. I think it takes place too long ago.
Oh, it's like old.
It's like old. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's like a long time ago. So I don't think so.
I may not watch it.
Rotaries are cool. I like rotaries. I see a comment. Somebody's being like, yeah, rotaries.
Yeah, that's going to be very short-lived. Enjoy your excitement over rotaries for now, because when you start touching them with your hands, you're going to want to hang yourself.
Let's see. So I did like all of the rotary stuff so far with the diode, and then I tried to not follow any instructions and just plug my rotary machine into the fiber and just like hit go and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And it just engraved like one section on top of another section on top of another section.
Yeah.
So I got to figure that out still.
It is not the same as the diode, because the diode, you're literally doing an axis replacement, and it's geared so that one step of the motor on the rotary equals one step of the motor on the gantry. And fibers don't have gantries, and that's not how their motors work. So it's like a completely different It's like a completely different setup, and it's a lot more technical. And there's a lot more math.
We can go through that. I want to.
Oh, we can go through that. He's not like, I'll watch the video you made on that. I'll watch the video you spent 20 hours making on that.
I know how that works.
He's like, I'll call you.
There you go, Chris.
Hey, you gave me the laser. What do you want?
That's
I'm on the
it.
podcast. This is. I don't get
That's
paid.
it.
I'm not an employee. This is free here.
Are you gonna come? Oh, okay. Yeah. Show.
Well, I mean, it's a Z
We're
mark.
an hour 8.
Stainless steel. Yep.
Oh,
it's a
that's
pumpkin.
clean. Can you feel it? Can you feel? That's the test. Can you feel it?
No.
Okay. Good.
No.
Successful Z mark.
It might
Successful
make
Z-mark.
you cringe at how long this would take, but I want to do like a full wraparound Z mark on a full like stainless steel water bottle because
I hope
that looks sick.
I hope you have a solid weekend to dedicate to that.
I do.
hope that you have a innovative cooling system that you're going to implement because
Sit there, I'm gonna blow on it. That'll be fun.
because that thing is going to warp like nobody's business if you try
I
to
can
Z-mark the
tell
whole
because
thing.
this one already like warped a little bit.
Is that like a double wall vacuum sealed like tumbler?
I don't know.
Or is it solid metal? Because if it's solid metal, you might have a chance. But if it's one of those double wall vacuum sealed ones, it's gonna warp into oblivion.
They were on the clearance shelf at Joann's.
That thing's gonna.
It's definitely an insulated one.
That thing is gonna fold in on itself like a black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you try it. You try it. It'll give us
Let's
something
do
to
it.
talk about the next time you're on the show.
Yeah, it'll
come back-
be art instead.
Yeah. All right.
It'll need cooling time every so often.
Yeah. It will. Yeah.
Fair.
Weekend dedicated project for sure.
Bro, come back on the podcast
Sure.
like really
I had
soon.
fun. I need to make sure I eat beforehand. But
I need to go to the shop. I haven't been to the shop since I've been back from California. At like one time. I haven't been to the shop one time. I've been like editing. Second episode of Lasered comes out tomorrow, guys. At 3 p.m. Kyle, I think we said. Yeah.
I believe so.
Yep, 3 p.m. Lasered episode 2, AirPods Pro, tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's at 3 p.m. Right here on Laser Everything. Don't miss it, guys. It's going to be a really good episode. We went above and beyond this time. It was very, very difficult for me, but it is a very slim edit. It's fast paced. It's much faster paced than the first episode. The music is better. The cuts are better. The shots of the carnage are better. The results on the lasers are better. Like just everything about this episode is better. It takes less time to watch. It's only got a 15-minute runtime instead of a 36-minute runtime that the pilot had. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it. I'd love it if you guys would join me. My wife says 3 p.m. EST, LOL, because I didn't say Eastern. So yeah, it's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you. I don't want to,
So it'll be noon your time, right in time for
It'll
lunch.
be good for your lunch break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it would mean the world to me if you guys came to the premiere tomorrow, because it is a premiere, so you'll be able to chat and live chat and stuff like that. I didn't mean to go off on that tangent, but it'll be a good time. So come for that, and then Chris, keep playing, man, keep having fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't gone to the shop since I got back from California because I've been editing that. And then all of the podcasts we've done since then, and episodes, and getting Jimmy set up over here with his fancy schmancy stuff. So when I go to the shop, I will tear down the LaserMaster 2 Pro because I need that desk empty for the LaserMaster 3 and the Aufero Laser 2. So I will tear that down. I'll take all the screws out, bag them up, throw the thing in a box, get out in the mail to you. And then maybe the next time we have you on, we can catch up on your Magic Card boxes, see the Mark III.
Sure.
In real life, that would be cool. Maybe you'll get your carpet in there and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then hopefully you have a CO2 on the way then I can.
Dude, that would be
I'm gonna have to
legit.
join you.
Yeah, I've got the Chris has always gotten the hand-me-downs because I'm the older brother. But I am gonna have the light object chiller that they sent me to review. So maybe Chris can get the old SNA.
That's true.
And I can shoot that off to you, and then you don't have to get that. So there's some options. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. That's it, guys. That's the end of this episode of the Laser Source podcast. If you like this episode, don't forget to smash the like button. Let everybody else know the content is good. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you guys get notified the next time we drop a podcast episode. We really appreciate it. If you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review. It makes a huge difference. It helps people be able to find us. It helps us with discoverability. So if you guys are enjoying the show, please the rate and review. It always makes a great difference. And don't forget to support these clowns in these windows around me by heading over to the LMA, the Laser Master Academy. It's the number one way to support the channel. All of the money that we make, seriously, on the LMA, we dump right back into the channel. If you can't tell, we're always trying to improve the quality. We're always trying to get more time, bring more people on to help. We have a web designer now who's working on the marketplace. We've got new content creators. We've got Boyce. We've got Kyle. We're really trying to push the bill here and bring some more and higher quality content to you. And that's all thanks to the members over at the Laser Master Academy. So if you're already signed up over there, thank you so much for your contributions. That is the reason we exist today. If you're not, you can check it out over at masters.lasereverything.net. Jimmy, Kyle, I love you boys. I'll see you soon. Chris,
you mind if can I make a comment?
Yeah, dude, you got like 2 seconds.
All right, so we all have like our designers, which we go to for our vector files and stuff like that. And I have a real good one. Alex uses the same one. She's really awesome. But also, I'm always looking around to see who's else is out there. And I found this one girl, which I've seen on a site, and her name is Ashley Williams. And she's got a Facebook page, Xeon Graphics. Her email address is ashleyxdesigner@gmail.com. And if you go on it, she's like right where I'm looking for what I need to. So she seems to be up. She's up and coming, and I'm going to give her a shot. I'm looking forward to working with her and getting some graphic files for me when I.
How do you spell Xeon?
Zeon.
Zeon Graphics. Xeon Graphics.
Xeon Graphics.
And she's on Facebook. You said you can look
She's
that up
on Facebook. Yep.
All right, that's the official shout out. You guys heard it. It's got the Jimmy seal of approval. So if you're looking for graphics work, go check that out. And yeah, I know. Miranda says, all right, so, and she says, this isn't going to be 2 seconds. It's true. You know what, Jimmy, I congratulate you, sir. You did a good job keeping that short. I appreciate it. That was a nice short plug.
I'm sorry. I did my best.
I'm not being sarcastic. That was a nice short plug. Great job on the studio too, dude. It looks really nice. You're looking pretty.
Thanks.
Your voice is buttery smooth. You're really killing it. You're really killing it.
I love these headphones, man.
This is the worst ending to a podcast we've ever done, ever. But what is the next Jimmy episode? Because we got Jimmy and Hockey Pucks. What's the next one coming out now that you're all geared up?
Oh, the next one we're gonna do the air assist. I'm gonna do
your weird sideways air assist.
Yep, it's not weird. It's perfect, and it works.
You can change my mind with your episode.
We'll see, and you'll understand.
Are you going to do like a comparison of through the nozzle versus over the?
It's going to be right there. We're going to do it right there. We're going to stop halfway through a graphic, and I'll be right there. I'll switch the hose from one to the other, and you will see the difference.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to that. What, like a week or two? What do you think?
Give me a week.
Yeah, a week. All right, sweet.
I want to do it tomorrow, but yeah.
Life gets in the way. And then Kyle, we've got the L5 Laser Storm Pro coming out soonish.
L5. We got a Gain Tree Crash Course episode coming.
Nice.
We got all the things. Lots of exciting content.
Who knows? Maybe Chris will throw an episode up. Guest episode. She's like, no. He's like, screw you. Get me off this show. All right, guys, that's it. We're out of here. Thanks for watching. We're done. Boba's had enough. 3 hours later. We're finished, guys. You don't have to listen to us anymore. You're free to go. And we will see you in the next one. Have a great night.
Peace.